Welcome to the farm. I'm Barry, aka Bartender Barry. I'm based in Philadelphia, but I'm here today at Bluestem Botanicals in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to show you how to make my signature cocktail called the Chicory Treat. So it's essentially a twist on an Espresso Martini. And before we begin, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to chill our glass. I have a coupe glass right here. So if you're at home, you can pop it in the freezer. But if you're outdoors like me, here at the farm, you can just add ice to the coupe glass, and then you can fill it with some club soda. And then I'm just gonna set this to the side after putting club soda in it. And I'm just gonna let it chill out for a while until our drink is ready to be strained to the glass. All right, so for this drink, you're definitely gonna need a cocktail shaker. I have the 10 on 10, which is my favorite type of shaker. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of vodka. Most espresso martinis are made with vodka. So we're gonna just add 1.5 ounces of vodka into our cocktail shaker. Next up, we're gonna add some coffee. So I'm gonna have cold brew concentrate, but you can also use espresso. And if you're using either of those, you're just gonna add 1 ounce into your cocktail shaker. But if you don't have cold brew concentrate or espresso at home, you can just use 2 ounces of regular room temperature coffee. So next up, we're gonna be using 1 ounce of Bluestem Botanicals Roasted Chicory Syrup. This is one of my favorite syrups for my cocktails. I've even started using it in my coffee every morning. So next up, we're gonna use 1 full dropper of Bluestem Botanicals. They have this awesome black walnut extract. And black walnut is excellent, serving as antibacterial properties, and it's really good for you. So again, I'm just going to use 1 full dropper and add it into my cocktail shaker. All right, so next up, we're going to add 1 dash of cinnamon, primarily for taste and spice. It's going to complement a lot of the flavors, such as the coffee, the chicory syrup. It's going to go really well with this drink. All right, so before I add my ice to my cocktail shaker, what I'm gonna do first is dump the ice out of the glass now that it's chilled. With my chilled glass, I'm gonna add 1 maraschino cherry. So this is essentially the treat in your drink. I'm just gonna add it to the bottom of the glass and get some of that extra cherry juice in there. All right, so now it's time to shake. So I'm gonna fill my cocktail shaker with ice. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna shake this from 10 to 15 seconds. And the entire point of shaking is to help emulsify our ingredients. So the whole point is just to get the shaker get the ingredients from one end of the shaker to the other. So I'm just gonna give it a really good shake. All right, now that our drink is shaken up, I'm gonna pop the tin off, and now I'm gonna strain our drink into our chilled coupe glass. And look how beautiful that looks. Nice and foamy, and it's really rich thanks to the chicory syrup. Adding a bunch of, just beautiful and delicious burnt sugar and coffee notes. So it's gonna really complement our cold brew concentrate. All right, so we're not done yet. So next, I'm gonna add a few coffee beans on top as a garnish. I'm gonna add about 3. And then, last but certainly not least, I'm going to give it a few spritz of Bluestem Botanicals Peppermint Hydrosol to add some wonderful peppermint flavor. And there you have it. Here's our cocktail, a chicory treat. Cheers. All right, so if you're looking for a really cool way to spice up this espresso martini even further, I would definitely recommend swapping out the 1.5 ounces of vodka for 1.5 ounces of Drambuie. So Drambuie is a Scotch-based liqueur. It essentially is made with Scotch, and it's gonna be a bit sweeter than your standard whiskeys, and that's why it's a liqueur. So it's essentially gonna be made with different herbs, spices, and sweetener. So it's really gonna just bring out a ton of the notes from the coffee, but also from the chicory syrup. And it's gonna take this drink to the next level. And it's perfect for the wintertime. or even as an after dinner cocktail. So definitely swap out vodka for Drambuie, and cheers.